Spoiler alert for you guys that care about that. I don't know why you would care about that when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's no need to give them any of your money. No need to buy it for $30 on Disney Plus. There's no reason to, I don't know, go to the theater. I know a lot of people are antsy wanting to get back to some sort of normalcy, definitely if you've been shut down. And obviously the moving going experience seems to be part of American culture. So you want to get to the movies. I understand. Black Widow ain't something you should waste your money on. I got you covered on a review that's on my channel, as well as one of the episodes of For Canon's Sake. But aside from that, it sucks. I've explained why and expressed why. So if I spoil it for you, I am doing you a favor. But interesting thing about Taskmaster, for you guys that didn't know, and you guys do know, of course, tokenized. A lot of people alluded to it. A lot of people assumed that that was going to happen. It wasn't anything concrete until we got closer to the movie's release. And then, yes, see the movie, bam, Taskmaster is Task Mistress. And, yeah, it's ma'am now. Not Tony Masters. It's Antonia Dreykov or whatever it is. Doesn't act like Taskmaster. It's more of a cyborg type of thing. Not the fact that, he has this sort of memory that allows him to basically copy others. That's not what it is. He's more of a half kind of cyborg chick that is the daughter of Dreykov. It was criminal, we know, but this is part of the course for Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward. But I have a hilarious story for you guys. And we have a story that we're going to cover later in the show that we'll get to that kind of amplifies this. You have to understand, where this is centered in terms of its timeline, it's one thing. But when this movie was created and filmed is a different animal. And it just really goes to show the direction that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going. But wait. Taskmaster, we know, is a man. Has historically been a man. The only Taskmaster that is a man. Now, if that makes you sexist or whatever they're going to call you regardless, who cares? It doesn't mean anything coming from these losers. But I have a hilarious story for you all. Did you guys know that Taskmaster's stunt double was a man? So I know, take some time, guys. Process it. Like, think about it. You have to think about the levels of, or rather the layers of stuff that we have to deal with here when we look at this. But in short, Taskmaster. So no, this is what it is. The actual Taskmaster was the stunt double. That was a Taskmaster. But the hilarious thing about it all, and this is, I forget what is Lister's box. That's not obviously the guy's name, but this is his Instagram if you want to check it out, where he posts about his experience and being a stunt double for a stunt double, Andy Lister, that's his name, a stunt double for Taskmaster in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, obviously. He says it's one of his favorite movies to work on as well as a British stunt actor. Now, the hilarious thing about all of this is, okay, now what we have to kind of take into consideration now, right? Looking at this man right here. It goes to show that the effort. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't men that have played stunt doubles of female characters before that haven't. Like, of course, that's probably happened many of times. But there's also some awesome stunt women out there that do the bulk of the really carry the movies for a lot of these female actresses, definitely on the action side of things. But the hilarious thing about this, and what we need to make sure we're focusing on here, is that they had to, with that being said, Marvel Cinematic Universe especially had to go out of their way to ensure that you knew and you understood that Taskmaster was a woman, because she wasn't played by a woman. So all of the stunts that we really see, which is, again, the bulk of what we see Taskmaster doing, we only see a scene at the end where the mask actually comes off And it's revealed to be the daughter, which you kind of knew that was who it was going to be anyway. But it's revealed to be the daughter. And then by the end, there's a part where they're laying on the ground after they kind of got Taskmaster out. Aside from that, the entire movie, Taskmaster is seen with the mask on. So most of the time that you see Taskmaster, it's a man. It's a man. But when you saw the face, they wanted to make sure that you knew it was a woman. This is Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is where they're going forward with it. Tokenizations galore. We saw what happened with Marvel in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, one of the most criminal things to ever happen in the movies. It goes to show where they're going, that they will go so hard out of their way to ensure that you know that the tokenization takes place, that the stunt double, which I'm surprised they didn't pay the man to shut the hell up, but the stunt double was a damn man. So the stunt double was more akin to the actual Taskmaster than the person that they wanted you to believe was the Taskmaster. That's Tony. Oh, excuse me. This is Tony Masters right here. So look, I know that a lot of people don't want to ever concede that a lot of us were correct on what representation, what the end result is. It's a thing that these guys use to signal. It's a thing that they utilize to get headlines, get articles wrote, so that they are presented as these people that are trying to do good. That's not what it is. That's never been the case as far as what actually is happening here. Now, they got grilled for this, but to be fair, the normies, they're not going to carry the way. It's like whatever. They didn't know who Taskmaster was. And this is what the hilarious thing about it. You guys have probably dealt with a lot of people online that they'll say things like, well, it's funny how everybody's a Taskmaster fan now. What they do when they say that is that they're stupid, or rather they're ignorant, and by literal definition, meaning they lack the knowledge. So they like to assume that we're all like that, right? Because they don't know who these characters is. They found out about the character by way of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So they assume we're all like this. Like none of us are actual comic book guys that are familiar with some of these characters. So they try to project that on you. And this is why I say that the whole different universe, the whole representation, all of that sort of, or what they say is it's not integral to the, all of that stuff is generally arguments that are used by people who want to just consume stuff like a pig, and they don't like the fact that there's an audience, or rather a group of people who don't like this shit. And because they aren't really familiar with this stuff, they want to make sure that, or rather they want to feel good about liking this. And who gets in the way of that? Well, the people who aren't normies. But I just thought this story was hilarious. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.